Today I'm going to teach you how to animate a walk cycle with just 7 steps. The first step, find a reference. Just need to search for walk cycle in Google and get the first picture. You might want to open it up in another tab so that it's bigger. Just copy the reference, and I use pure reference to put in my reference. So you can download this app which looks something like this. Just paste the picture inside. Okay, there you have your reference on top of your window. Okay, next open up your walker. So you will see all the poses over here. These are all the key poses that you are going to key. Second step, key pose contact point. These 3 contact points. The first one and the last one is the same pose. So you just need to do 2 poses. So let's do the contact point now. Bring the head a bit down, the leg pull back a bit. Okay, after you are done, make sure you select all and keyframe. So we will ignore the rotation first. The only thing you need to take note of is the up and down and the foot at frame 1, and the last frame is 25. So we will get frame 1 and frame 25 the same. Just make sure you keyframe them and follow by frame 13. Basically, we just need to switch the leg. Okay, you are done. And the third step, key pose up and down. To get the down pose and the up pose. Same for the other side, down pose and up pose. Okay, down pose is the lowest point of the hip and up pose is the highest point of the hip. Okay, down pose and up pose. That's why we do the extreme point first. Let's start by going down, which is number 4. Okay, then do the down pose for the other side. Next, we will go to the up pose. So make sure your up pose, your hip is higher than the contact pose. Once you're done, do the other side, 22. Hip, you can copy the position of number 10. Let's copy and paste the hip. Alright, once you are done, you can move on to the next step, which is the passing pose. Fourth step, key pose, passing pose, which is at number 7. Okay, do the same for the other side, passing pose 19. So once you're done, you should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, 9 poses. Fifth step, add hip details. Okay, so for the hip up and down, we will do it first. We will use the graph editor to edit them. Okay, we are now looking at the hip main controller. So the hip up and down will look something like a bouncing ball. First, we need to turn on the infinity to look at whether the curve is it smooth or not. So we will select all the controller, go to your graph editor, select everything, and go curve pre-infinity with cycle and post-infinity with cycle. Okay, once you are done, you can select back your hip, go to your graph again, transition Y, and you will see this kind of curve that have ease in, ease out. So it will make your animation look like have a breakdown over here. Okay, so what we are going to do to make that bouncing ball first is to select all, this middle one, push it up, and the both of them, just put them to linear. Okay, next we need to fix this. Can either select both of them at the same time and twist it. So now you have your bouncing ball curve. So the up and down will look like a bouncing ball now. Okay, next we're going to go to front view because we are going to touch on the X. So X is just left and right. So the extreme point of the curve is at the contact point. Okay, so number 1, we will just push it towards this leg, the front leg. Okay, at 13, we will push it to the back, the blue color leg just a bit. Okay, then same thing, we're going to use the graph editor to change it. So we have this extreme point, number 1 and number 13. Okay, the rest in between we can delete them. And since we are using 0.3, then we will copy this value and put 0.3. If you want, you can select all the curve, right click and click weighted tangent, and you can basically push them out a bit so that it have some more ease in and ease out. This is a bit too much, so we might want to reduce the X. So to reduce them, select the hip again. Okay, over here, select the curve, press R to scale, and go to around 0, and shift middle mouse click. Okay, so this is better. Okay, X we are done. Y we are done. Z is just moving forward and backward, but we are running on the spot, so we will ignore Z. Next, we are going to do X, rotation X up and down. So at this point, if you look at the reference again, the hip at the contact point, I think is pointing forward. Okay, at down pose, it will go down more. And the high point, the highest point, it just go up. So all the way is pointing downward. So we will do it the same way. The contact point will go down. Okay, down pose is the lowest point, so it's the extreme point. And at the highest point is at 10. We will go down just a bit. Okay, to clean that up, look at your graph editor again. We are looking at rotation X. So this should be the highest point, number 10. Whatever in between, delete. Okay, same thing. Number 10 is the highest point, and the next up pose is at 22. So we will keep it the same as this highest point. Okay, the rest we delete first. Okay, then the lowest point at down pose is 16. We'll key in a down pose, put it at the lowest point. Okay, then these two, we have to keep it the same value. These two have to make the curve more smooth, so we will just rotate them. Okay, same thing, you can add a weighted tangent just a bit more to make the ease in, ease out a bit more obvious. Okay, for up and down, I think you are done. Let's look at it. So now we are done with the X. Next, we are moving to the Y, rotation Y, left and right. The extreme point should be the contact point. So this is the contact point. We have to move towards the leg that are in front. So right now the right leg is in front, so we have to rotate them towards the front. Then at the other contact point 13, we have to rotate toward the left side. Same thing, after rotation, we get the extreme point already. Select the curve, rotation Y, press F to zoom in. Okay, we have the extreme point and number 1 and number 13. Whatever in between, we delete them. And at these two loop should be the same value, which is 14. 13, try to make it the same value, just negative 14 instead. We take a look at the animation. And the last one, we have the rotation Z. Rotation Z is a bit tricky. You have to look at the front view again. Okay, so for rotation Z, at the contact point, okay, make sure it is rotate downward towards the contact point leg. Okay, in this case it's the right leg. Okay, so you have to shift it down this point towards this leg. So at the down pose, your leg will actually push your hip up. So the hip will slant a bit, of course not so much, okay, but it will slant a bit because of the force up. So just slant them a bit. And after that, number 10 is the highest point. This time you look at this leg, is the one lifting the leg up. So naturally the hip will push up here a bit more, higher than the other side. We will push this hip up a bit. Okay, don't need to be too much, just a bit. Okay, same thing, go back to your contact point, just push down a bit, and then contact, push up a bit, and the up pose, push up here a bit, and then we go back to your original one. Okay, so look at the graph editor, it will be a bit messy. So first, let's get this pose, I think negative 9. We'll put them same position, negative 9. Okay, then it will go to that down pose. This is the passing pose, which I don't need. And then it will go to our up pose and back to our contact point. Okay, so this contact point, it should be 9. Okay, which is the same value as this one, negative 9. It's just the opposite value. Alright, then we go to down pose. It's the passing pose, we delete. Then go up pose, then go down. Then it will look like he's dancing. So we might want to reduce them a lot more. Select all, press R to scale, and move your cursor to around 0. Shift and middle mouse click. Okay, reduce them a lot more. You try to reduce those kind of big movement. For example, this is too big, so that it don't shake so much. Okay, now it's a bit not obvious. We might want to increase them a bit, just a bit more. The hip is done. At this point, you have already done about 50%. Now you need to clean up the leg. 6th step, clean up your leg pose. At the contact point, the leg always have to be straight, okay, but not overstretched. So if you see your leg is lifting up at the moment, that means it's wrong. So it has to be contact towards the ground, okay, but don't bend your leg. You should always straighten the leg. Next, you want to see your angle of this leg pointing like this. Okay, then you have to judge yourself whether is this amount correct or not. Okay, or you want to pull back some more. This back leg is pointing like this. Okay, what I'm doing in Maya is pointing here, so it's wrong. You should push back some more. So let's do that. We try to push back. So once we push back, the leg will lift off the ground. So you have to do something about your foot roll. Okay, this is the contact pose. By right, it should be the same as 25. So just copy the key to 25 and key. Okay, once you are satisfied, go to the down pose. Okay, then go to the up pose. Okay, last but not least is the passing pose. Okay, once we are done, we'll play back the animation again. 7th step, polish with motion trail. Now is the polish stage where you want to improve on the knee jerking. We'll use the motion trail. So just create your own motion trail. Okay, if you want my script, I can put a link down below for you to download. Okay, if not, you can use your usual motion trail over here at the animation tab. Okay, so click on the curve that you want to track, save your file first and click create. Okay, you will see a motion trail like this. Okay, so now you need to polish them. So once you're done, your curve should look smooth and the facing is more even out and you have that ease in, ease out. Okay, so let's delete the motion trail and look at the animation. This is the perspective view. Okay, last but not least, we will polish a bit of the front view. Just this leg, we'll try to push them towards the center. Okay, this point, just push it to the center a bit. And this point, push it to the center a bit. Okay, then slightly twist the leg more. Okay, after the final touch up, the leg look more a bit natural. Okay, finally we go to perspective view. So we are done with our walk cycle. Okay, the troublesome part is always the polishing part where you need a lot of skill and experience. You should always learn how to do the poses first. I've come to my end of the tutorial. Hope you have learned something and I'll see you next time.